Hey guys, Team Lead here again, and today I want to bring you another small code bit for you guys to think and maybe build your things on. And again, I was asked this by the same company as per another interview process part. So I will not name the company. They asked me not to do it since I'm making a video about this, but let's go right into this. So they asked me to make a palindrome checker. So what the hell is a palindrome? So palindrome, quite simply put, is something which would be read from left as the same to right. So for example, if you take your start from left in the word madam, right, and you go through the other direction, you should still be able to spell word madam. At first I received example ABCD, so it wasn't exactly a palindrome, but I would say the best word for describing what a palindrome is a madam, because again, if you go from left or you go from right, it would work the same way. So let's go right into our palindrome algorithm. We'll build the very first quick version and I'll show you exactly how can you upgrade it and how can your idea of building thing works. So for the algorithm itself, nothing too fancy here. Private static, I'm returning a boolean if it's true or false. We are passing the string, we are naming our check parameter which we're going to return and say whenever it was true or falsy. We have our mutated string, so this is a list for comparing things, and our counter to see how many things happen. So I will try to explain you why I started with the list, and I'll show you a way to get rid of those. So my idea here was quite simple. I thought let's make another stack of things and we'll work this way. We make, for example, 3 blocks on each side, and my thought was if I'm going linearly, for example from top down like so, and I'm inserting things into list again in the other direction. So my idea was quite simple. If I find letter M here and I input this letter M here, and for the first check we can see that those things match, and if you know something from the right side exists here as the starting point, so at least in my mind checking as per two arrays was a smart idea. Let me finish and I'll show you how to improve it quite quickly. We need at least one for loop to go through it linear and to check things. I chose to go not from left to right as we are used to in most loops. I chose to do it backwards, and I think that is really important for us to do this challenge. So inside, as I shown you in the picture before, I'm adding something to our mutated string list, and I'm comparing if some item which is in the back in this list here, and if it's at the start there, if they are the same. So if we take M from here and we take M from down there, if they are the same, we increment our counter, and if our counter equals to our string length, meaning all of the characters in said string are essentially equal, right, we say it's true. So for example, if we input example madam 321 and we run this, it will show is it a palindrome. As you can see, it shows it's false. Now if we delete 321 from the backside and we run this program, we are going to see is provided string a palindrome. It's true. Now one of you who are stronger developers might say, why should you create a list? For me it's more of a to show you guys and as an example or a train of thought. But if you want to outright remove it and work with one array as such, it is possible. How can we upgrade such algorithm quite quickly? Let's just remove this mutated string. Let's remove adding string from here, right? And what do we need to do here? We have to take our str, so it's a string, and just take something from here like so. In since we are taking something, we are entering the same string from the right side, we just need to check a thing which is at the end of it. So we take something from the farthest left side. So our first part does that. We take our string, we put it into array, and our very first thing in that array would be m. So how we are calculating? We're calculating with very simple formula. I'm removing so incremented number plus minus 1 as such. So we get, if our string was, let's say, a length of 5, I'm minusing where we are right now, and I'm minusing one more, and this way we get our result. So now if we run this, it says, is it a palindrome true? If we add 3 to 1 and we run it again, it says, is it a palindrome? False. So now our algorithm works exactly the way we would think it would work, and we already upgraded our small algorithm in the sense that we removed, you know, a list of things to check. So if we were to talk about efficiency, it's already better, less memory needed to maintain that list, maybe, you know, lesser the build and less things we can do now, since we're operating in one array and we should tread carefully, but for this specific task it works amazingly well. Now again, since we don't have a lot of business logic to go onto, it is really hard to upgrade, but I think we can add another little bit of upgrade just to make our algorithm more efficient. Imagine if a string is really long, and after 3 characters we already see that it's not going to be a palindrome. The simple question would be, should we continue? And the simple answer should be no. So what can we do here? I think we can add another check before our counter. We can do something like this would work, right? As you can see from left to right, but from right side it will not be working as you would think, because we're decrementing. So it would be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this way we must use smarter logic to achieve this, right? Quickest way would be to add, let's say, var j equals 0, and here we just say if that is less than j, you know, we can break out of this loop. So let's move this if from here, because this one is checking for so, and as you can see we can check if our simplest, oh I'm sorry, I didn't increment j. Give me an example, and we can do it like so, and this way we got our result quite simply by adding our incrementer, as I said, this time from left to right-ish, and this way we have very simple ability to return that it's not a palindrome without too much work. Now the only thing we could upgrade here is to add something which we check on the very first try, and after that we can do things as well. So for example, we worked once for our 0 to 0 comparison. That's not exactly correct, that can be improved, and also we can add more power by removing j as such. Right, so the quickest way to remove this variable and to make it more efficient is very simple. We just remove this j variable altogether, and for this specific thing we do quite simple things where we can just use essentially our str, so it's our string dot length minus our I, and this way it's going to increment as well. I think we can be safe that our thing works. So is the provided string is a palindrome? As you can see, it's false. Now let's remove those numbers, Let's run again, is the Madam Palindrome, and as you can see, the provided string is Palindrome, it shows true. So here you go, guys, quite few ideas how to upgrade things and make it better. Again, there probably are better, more proficient ways to do algorithms such as this, but I think this works. We added a little bit of business logic here, we upgraded it by removing lists, and all in all, it kind of works. So thanks for watching, drop that like, it really helps this Code Bits videos, and if you can, sub. Bye, until next one, cheers.